it up on the boards, and people take interest and they want to do it, and they're excited to hang out with each other.
SoCal what? SoCal Brony! Brony!
Well, I'm Liam James O'Donnell Linham III. You must know my full name. I am actually in high school. I'm one of the youngest people here, surprisingly. I'm only 17. But regardless, these are my people.
Join in! You all share its magic with me. Big adventures, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness is an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. Now, my little pony, you know you're all my very best friends. SoCal, 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 SoCal.
I have this one friend who's been my best friend since second grade. Since the very minute I told him I was a Brony, he's made fun of me non-stop, just never ending. And about maybe a month ago, I forced him to watch one episode, and he's just in love with it instantly.
In the grade school I went to was tiny. There were 32 kids in my graduating class, which made it almost impossible to fit in if you weren't the mold that everybody wanted you to conform to. And I wasn't.
Like last year, towards the end of the year, we had really started getting together as a group of friends who were all into the show. And we decided that we wanted to start a club.
So we got our friend who is really good at drawing vectors on the computer like this, and he designed the shirt for us. And so you have this harmony spelled out with elements of the periodic table, and it's kind of a pun because the strongest force in the show is the elements of harmony, and so that's kind of a pun. And then he drew out the vector, and we all bought the shirts.
A Brony? No, I've never heard of one.
You really like My Little Pony. Could be something for you there, I guess.
It's like adult comedy. No?
There's people into weirder stuff than that.
That's pretty random.
People should be growing up around now.
It's pretty odd.
No, which one of you guys created that adorable logo with the Northwestern N and Twilight Sparkle? Was that you?
That's me.
I like the idea that Twilight Sparkle should be our official mascot because A, she's nerdy and Northwestern is legendarily nerdy, and B, she's purple and Northwestern is purple. So I think that we really do have to accept that Twilight Sparkle is our mascot.
They have a place where they put local meetups for different universities or across the world even, and I saw one for Northwestern. I was like, wow, there are actually other Bronies at Northwestern. That's cool. Let's see what's up there, and I joined the group.
We usually meet about every 2 weeks to catch the new episode, maybe watch a few other episodes.
Brings people together, makes friendships appropriately, I suppose. And I guess it is kind of cool that a show, so ostensibly about friendship is, creating friendships in the real world.
Yeah.
Big part of any community isn't just the show, but reacting to the show and being able to share your first reactions on those episodes and whatever else you might find online. And that's just really the beginning of what we've been doing, and it's like parties and games and food and fun and all this stuff.
There seems to be this undercurrent to most of the things that's reported or written about us, where 2/3 of the time, 3/4 of the time has to be spent reassuring people that we're not insane. and that's somewhat, well, we may be insane, but not criminally insane, I should put it. Northwestern is a place where fraternities are actually really important. When I came to Northwestern, I swore I was never going to join a fraternity.
The whole fraternity aspect kind of puts the whole bro and brony. I mean, it's all about the community.
You can share it with other people, and that's, the magic of being a brony.
There should be like a book about packing a suitcase. Don't brony come. Yeah, it's exciting. Is it? What am I doing? I'm getting my Rainbow Dash full costume shipped to me tomorrow, actually. So it'll be here in the morning. Just kidding, I'm not gonna do that. To be honest, I don't know what the convention is gonna be like. I kind of have an idea, but yeah, I'm not totally sure. Like, these people could be really scary. Maybe I should be packing bear maze or something. But I did have a stalker a little while ago. I believe it was a male, called me with a vocoder thing, a distortion on his voice, so it sounded really low and scary, kind of like the Scream voice, like, hello, Sydney, are you alone in the house? That kind of thing, but like really low. And yeah, just asked me what I was wearing and what I was doing that night. And yeah, it was a little bit weird, just kind of invading your privacy. It's a weird feeling, but nothing came of it. People were like, you should call the police, you should do this and that, and I just kind of let it go. Bronies were not on the radar at this time. The bronies that I've met so far have been really nice. They're really enthusiastic about the show, and it's definitely going to be interesting to be in a room full of just bronies. Maybe I'll find my soulmate. Oh, man.
My whole philosophy in life is, do what it takes to be happy as long as you don't hurt anybody else, And some people call me a big kid. Me and my wife, we're just big kids and we're happy. I own my own house, but I love video games. I have Transformers, My Little Ponies. We like to do things that make us smile, I'm not really worried about, what she'll think of us. Like, she's being brought up in all this. We just want to bring them up with this happy, you can like anything. It doesn't matter if you're a child, an adult, a girl, a boy. If it makes you happy, there's nothing wrong with that. You just do it. And if that makes people uncomfortable, that's their issues that they have to work out. Because if you're walking down the street smiling, ponies on your shirt, nothing can hurt you.
It has such a positive message, and it's great at appealing to every end of the spectrum, both kids and adults alike. There's no bad this show could bring.
We had a particularly bad thunderstorm about a month or so ago. So the next morning, she told me, she said, Daddy, there was a big thunderstorm and it was really loud and I got scared, I fell off my bed. And I said, Ariana, why didn't you come and wake us up? And then she told me, what I'll never forget, she said, oh, well, Daddy, Pinkie Pie came out of my TV and told me to giggle at the ghosties. Pinkie Pie taught her to deal with these fears. It's not about loving a little girl show, it's about loving these messages. And quite frankly, if all these people are following this show, which has these very strong happiness morals, be kind to your friends, always be honest, like, this is all good stuff. And people are following this.
My real name is Martin. The name that I go about online is Rommel. I helped co-found a group by the name of Bronies for Good. It's a solidarity and support organization, not a charity organization, because we haven't filed our 501c3 and we don't plan to. So Bronies for Good, as an organization within the Brony community, has raised $80,000 to $85,000 US, and that has gone to the Children's Cancer Association and to your siblings, which had 3 different projects that we helped fully fund. The first one was a clinic in Uganda. The second one was a sustainable village in Burundi. And the third one was the expansion of an orphanage in Uganda. Bronies for Good definitely really shows that, you know, you can take what this fandom has and apply it to a very altruistic purpose. Bronies for Good really hammers on the social change, on the helping others part. It's not just a good thing for America, it's a good thing for the world. The world needs it. We need to get out of the sense that that everything's individually done and that the world is not subject to change, because it is subject to change. And bronies are making that happen.
It's pretty good, but can you make it 20% cooler?
Needs to be about 20% cooler.
20% cooler.
20% cooler. Needs to be about 20% cooler.
So I guess in one of the episodes, Rainbow Dash talks about something being 20% cooler. I'm not even sure what she was referring to, but the bronies found that line, I guess, and found it really entertaining, or there was something about it that they latched onto.
I mean, it's just an awesome phrase. It's just, who says 20% cooler? It's just, how do you make a percentile out of cooler?
There's like shirts I've seen with shirts that say, make it 20% cooler, or like, people always write on our YouTube page for Ocean, like, this band is 20% cooler, or whatever, like.
So, you know, this like 20% cooler, or, you know, Brohoof, you know, those are all signals that groups, fandoms use to recognize, we've got another.
Yeah, it just became this thing. 20%, not that much cooler.
Sometimes people are puzzled, and if people are puzzled, hey, it's a chance to spread the word.
It needs to be 20% cooler.
20% cooler.
20% cooler!
Like 20% cooler, seriously.
20% cooler.
20% cooler! No, baby, it needs to be about 20% cooler.
I am a brony. I am a brony. Like, it's not like an unsure thing. It's not like I watch the show, I look at the art, I read some of the fanfics, but most of all, like, beyond any of that, I listen to the music. I'm Silverhound. All I've done is DJ pony parties. I make music.
It's Silverhound. Silverhound in the mix.
I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete to have.
I just do it. It just, whether that's because of a result of my creativity or the show's creativity or both working together as one, I don't know.
My little pony, my little pony.
This fandom has some good music, better than anything on the radio now. I find it a great pleasure to sample a lot of the stuff from the show. I just have a lot of fun with it. It's pretty rewarding. As of right now, I have recently hit 1 million views on YouTube. I have 1,000 followers on Twitter. I'm reaching 2,000 on SoundCloud. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna sell this and see how much money it gets. And it got a nice little piece of change. You know, I just needed some money for college, and I'll be taking calculus next year. The pony music really helped me to afford that. You know, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, dirty. And, you know, growing up here wasn't the best of paradises, but, you know, survived. Growing up with that mentality, I just kind of took that into my music, you know. You know, as long as I'm alive, as long as this laptop is on, you know, nothing's gonna stop me, you know.
makes America exceptional are the bonds that hold together the most diverse nation on earth. The belief that our destiny is shared. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
You ain't a man unless you're watching My Little Pony, son, okay? You know what I do? When I get done the gym, I go home, I have my protein shake, I put on my Comcast DVR, and I sit down with a big bowl of cereal and watch My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. You know why? Because it fills my testosterone up so I can go back to the gym again and just start pumping it out and get bigger and bigger and bigger, son. Yeah, so you gotta get... I like being strong. Like, one thing I really like is just, when I was a kid, being picked on and bullied, like being like helpless to the fact that someone's pushing you around, I hate that feeling. So the fact that I'm stronger and I'm taking classes to defend myself, not only can I defend myself, but I can defend my friends and I can defend like family if anyone's a jerk. So that's what I really get out of it. Like, each time I'm stronger than I was yesterday. If you know me, I'm a very huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and that show just inspired me so much as a kid. So just being like them is what I idolize, but I was fat and lazy as a kid. You know, a bunch of people, they always see shows and they're like, man, that would be so cool to be like them. Go back to eating their diet soda and cookies and stuff like that. And then that's how I used to be. Then I found some friends in high school who had a mutual interest in weightlifting, and they took me in and showed me the raps. And I was just like, hey, I'm gonna weightlift, but I'm still a nerdy person inside. Bronies aren't like the most physically active people, as I've seen in the Brony com, but that's not a bad thing. If that's their choice, then okay. But I just want to show them, like, hey, if you guys want to feel healthier and more confident, then I can help you out with that. So I would just upload a fitness video every now and then. I just want to show you, you can still like the show and just be in shape, because I feel like when you're in shape, you're just a lot more confident, you feel better about yourself, you look better, everything just falls around you. It just falls into place. Everything just it's just awesome.
One day, Patrick and I was getting ready to leave the office, and Patrick said, by the way, Marcia, have you ever heard of a brony? I said, a what? A brony. And he said, Will told me that I'm a brony.
He said to me, Dad, I'm drawing again. And I went, oh, right, Will, you know, that's great, because he's very artistic. And I said, so what are you drawing? And he got real quiet. And I said, Will, what are you drawing? And he says, well, have you heard of My Little Pony?
I'm Will. I'm a senior in high school. I guess I'm pretty normal, I suppose. Thankfully, knowing my dad, I was sort of already expecting, you know, he wasn't gonna like freak out and kick me out of the house or anything. But when I first told him, you know, he was a little hesitant. He was like, what? The way I told him is that I was drawing again, you know. He got all excited and he's like, well, what have you been drawing? And I was like, well, this is gonna sound really weird, but I've been drawing like ponies. And he's like, you mean like horses and stuff? And I'm like, no, like the cartoon, like My Little Pony. You know, my dad knows only about like, you know, the old stuff. So he kind of was like, what? So I started telling him about it, you know. I was like, oh, it's the new show and everything. And so, you know, my dad was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then the thing that really stood up to him is right when I said, you know, there's a lot of people who watch that. I saw my dad, he was like, oh. So, you know, that was my dad going off in a little psychologist mode, you know. So my dad definitely was okay with it.
So we got picked up at the airport, and it really wasn't what I expected. There was a line of bronies all in matching t-shirts, and one of them had a Rainbow Dash sign. That's how I knew it was for sure the Brony convention people. They were really, really enthusiastic about being bronies and about just the whole pony fandom situation in general. So yeah, it's gonna be a trip. It's gonna be really crazy tomorrow, I think.
So I set out to try
in the big city, Manhattan, the most cosmopolitan.
We're here right now in Manhattan. Oh my god, that's probably why they're doing this here. So it's the night before the conference, the big Brony Con tomorrow. Just got to the hotel, scattered things around. And, ooh, I'm doing a bit of Brony research. There's some things that I don't know about the world of bronies. I guess I'm just a bit, I'm maybe a little worried that they're gonna ask me some, like, crazy questions about the equestrian world that the ponies live in that I'm not gonna know the answers to. Which I don't really need to, but I feel like I should. I think I'm definitely gonna get asked to do a lot of pony voices tomorrow.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
Okay, that'll be my go-to line for tomorrow.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
Bronies, you're gonna have to work on your cool factor. So weird. Rainbow Dash Sparta mix. Oh, this is gonna be good. Let's try this. It's a whole, like, techno remix made from that one line that I say. Who is behind all of this? The bronies. They're behind it. Oh! Who makes these videos? Oh man. Okay, I'm over it. Let's go get pizza.
Time step, Times Square.
It's all about friendship.
Your heartbeat will fall, and I will cry until you wake up.
Life is a culmination of mistakes that you've learned from. And pain is a good teacher. You can't believe you're gonna fail. You know, those people who are, if you ever talk to those people who are like really rich and really successful, failure never even occurs to them. It never occurs to them that they can fail at what they're doing. That's almost like a beautiful thing. That ain't me though. To me, life's the experience. You need to try and become a better version of yourself every day. I'm not saying you need to change, you need to become a different person, just a better version of yourself. I just think that if once you stop working on yourself, the only way you have to go is down from there. They say people fear what they don't understand. And maybe I just have a lot of fears, and I just need to understand to feel secure in life. Like I know I'm a different kind of person. Like I've gone through life just not fitting in, everything has always kind of been a one-size-fits-all society, formula that I was always outside of. But you gotta know what helps you, and I feel like, I had a lot of crap in my life, but I don't feel like I'm any worse for it at all. And I love my life. That people regret the things they don't do. You only regret the things you don't do. And I don't have a lot of regrets because I go after. I'm not a don't do kind of person. And I think that's the only way to live. But maybe most people aren't like me. Maybe most people aren't willing to just willing to go on that everlasting quest.
So we are on our way to BronyCon. It is 9:30. I think it might be a little after 9:30. We're a little late. It's an exciting time. All right, BronyCon, here we go.
What's your favorite episode?
The first episode was pretty phenomenal.
All right, so just Brian.
This is Brian, just Brian.
How you doing?
I'm really sorry you guys are going to hate me for this, but I haven't drawn in a year. And because of fun, this is the first thing I've drawn in a year. Show it to the crowd. Show it. Brian, show it to the camera.
It's a beautiful picture of Princess Celestia.
There you go.
Forget you. I can eat all these apples.
He goes, what is that, a puppy, a kitten? And then like one guy in the back goes, it's a pony. And I said, I want that guy to do my tattoo.
I feel like my life is sort of changing in a way, like not totally, but just there's a lot of people out there that really love these characters, and like I'm by no means like in charge of what they say and do on the show, but I'm giving new life. I'm giving them, you know, a voice. Presents! Yay! It's Applejack and Rainbow Dash singing together. And looks like they're recording a pony script. Dear Ashley, thank you for bringing an edge to My Little Pony. You rock. A conch shell. Piggy's got the conch. And oh, with a note inside of it. Your new shell phone. I have an incoming call for a Miss Atlantic Ocean. She wants to say hello. Will you accept? Hello? Yeah, I guess I feel like I'm a part of something. I'm a part of this movement. Like, I'm not a brony, but I'm a part of these people's lives because I voice these characters. Yeah, before I left for this convention, I really wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. I was a little nervous. I wasn't quite sure what to expect and who these people were, like who are bronies. I'd had a couple interactions in the past, but not at this capacity at all. To get this response from any group of people is incredible, and it just happens to be that this particular group of people are mostly grown men who are doing this series about girl ponies, which is pretty bizarre when you think about it, but at the same time they're not doing anything wrong.
And they found each other. And I think it's an honor to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's the beginning of something. It could fizzle out. Things like this have happened before. There's a big rising tide, there's a force, and then it doesn't go anywhere because nothing picks up the torch. And I really hope that something comes along that will do that, because this is not self-sustaining. It can't carry on forever. But it has so much potential to just shape the way that we think about things and make it be like, oh, well, maybe it's just if something is good that we can like it.
People like to think that it's just a TV show. You know, it's not that big of a deal. And at the end of the day, maybe that's all it is. You know, it's just a small footprint in history. But so many people's lives have been bettered by it.
I think the best part about being a brony is that it just really is, you know, like it's more than a fandom, it's more than a community. It really is like a big family.
It's not about My Little Pony, it's about friendship is magic, you know what I mean? And about that sense of solidarity, a sense of community, and all those different things that really bring people together under a really wonderful umbrella.
Just not cynical, that it's just this positive oasis in a sea of sarcasm and cynicism in modern society. The characters are well developed. They try to accomplish goals. If they fail, they learn from their mistakes. They move on. It doesn't become this big, you know, ironic to do.
Give bronies the benefit of the doubt that they're all good people that like a kid's show for what it is. They aren't weird, deviant, you know, people. All they are people who like a cartoon show. That's it.
You've noticed how big the fan base has gotten so far. My question is, how much bigger do you think it's gonna get, and for how long?
As long as My Little Pony exists, there will be bronies.
Left me destroyed when he cut me like a saw with his back and forth, and I remind you of someone you loved when you were young. She tossed you like a stone into the ocean. We thought we'd never dance again, so scared of second chances, but now there's something happening. You make me wanna dance, you make me wanna move, you make me wanna make it different. You make me wanna dance like no one ever has. You make me wanna make it different. You make me wanna make it different, yeah. And you know the moves, 'cause it's our dance. And you know the moves. And you know the moves, 'cause it's our dance. And you know the moves. You make me wanna dance. You make me wanna move. You make me wanna make it different. You make me wanna dance like no one ever has. You make me wanna make
feeling that I went out last night. I'm sticking in for the rest of my life. No more temptations walk in front of my eyes. I'm turning round and living inside.